With this post, we're going to start the authentic listening map. And we're going to start with the first step of 5 steps, which is a step on focus. We're going to talk about authentic listening as an art form, as a way of really communicating and connecting with the person speaking. You know, one of the major problems that most people have is they don't listen. And I think listening is different than hearing. They can certainly hear what the person is saying, but they're not listening with their whole body, with their whole being, so they don't get at a very deep level what the person is trying to communicate. So to give you a sense of the importance of listening, let me kind of paraphrase The Gift of Listening. This was from a book on listening by Carl A. Faber. He says, most people are never really listened to. They live in a lonely silence, no one knowing what they feel, how they live, or what they have done. There are no words to adequately describe what it is to be free with another person. It is most often a sensing that someone will let us be all what we are at that moment. This experience of freedom and communion helps us to feel that someone is for us, and it is this deep sensing of someone somewhere being for us that breaks into the silent loneliness of our lives and encourages us in the struggle to be human. Because listening can bring about such powerful healing, it is one of the most beautiful gifts that people can give and receive. I always loved this book and I always loved this particular poem because it really gave a deep insight into the power of listening. And most people think the power is in the speaking, but you know what? When you speak into a listening, and the listening that you speak into actually draws out or extracts from you the speaking. So the first step in the authentic listening map is to focus. And the question is then, what are you focusing on? Well, you're focusing on what's being said. What portion of the speaking map is the person essentially relating to you, and what portion of the speaking map are they not talking about? In my experience, when I coach people, one of the things that I hear from them very often is pretty much the facts, their interpretation, what they're concerned about. I don't hear many times what they're committed to, and I have to draw that out of them. I certainly don't hear what their feelings are. Many times they'll disguise their feelings and they'll use words like "I feel like" as if that's a feeling statement, when it's really, like we said in previous posts, it's really an interpretation disguised as a feeling statement. So I don't really get what they really are feeling as a result of their interpretations. Another important area is I don't always get what they want. So you'll see in this process that the whole idea then is to begin to listen and focus on what is the speaker disclosing and what are they not disclosing to you. What do you know about the issue from their perspective, and what don't you know about the issue from their perspective? So it's important to kind of register this in your mind, and this is the first step, focusing on what's being said, listening for their concerns, listening for their commitment, listening for the facts, listening for their interpretation, listening for their feelings, for what they want, what they think is possible, and what opportunities they think they actually have in the situation, and listening for what actions they maybe have taken in the past, but now what actions will they take in the future. Once we move from this part of the listening map, the next step in listening, and these are now articulated somewhat as steps, but they actually happen as an iterative process. A better way to say it is the next thing you want to make sure you attend to in the listening process is what we call empathetic listening.